up leadership, either by position, so you become, let's say you get a job and you're a supervisor, a manager, a director, immediately you take up that position, you've taken it from someone else. Okay? Immediately you take up any leadership position, it's someone who has lost that position. That person has allies, that person has supporters, that person also either wanted to maintain that position or they wanted to gain that position. So you are going to face opposition from the moment you start working in life. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay? Accept it. Not everybody will like you in life. Accept. Some people, they just don't like your face. Okay? They just don't like your face, they don't like your style, they don't like the way you dress. Don't try to please them, because that's the biggest conflict you can have with yourself, is when you go out trying to please people who don't like you. Okay? And they don't like you because of what you have done, no? They don't like you because of what you have taken away from them in their mind. Right? You took my position. You took my promotion. You took my job. You took my opportunity. Okay? So let's put those haters aside. Yeah, I like my haters. They show me that I'm moving forward. Right? Because if you don't have haters, it means you're what? Even when you're doing nothing, you have haters, right? Even when you're doing nothing, someone says, look at this bum. Look, he's doing nothing or she's doing nothing, right? So if you have people who are opposed to you, it means you're moving forward. Great leaders know what is great opposition. There's no great leader without great opposition. You don't underestimate your adversaries, but you have to acknowledge them. And some of them are stronger than you, okay? And if they're stronger than you and they make you their target, they'll crush you. Be aware of that. But then criticism is normal. Because no matter who you think you are, there's someone who's better than you. No matter how good you think you're working, there's something that can be better than what you're doing. And some people do not know how to give constructive criticism, so they give criticism as a whole, right? And they tell you, you should do this way. You should do this that way. You should improve this. You should improve that. You need to be able to separate between the hater, right, the adversary, and the one who's giving you constructive criticism. So that comes to your self-awareness, that you need to be so humble that you can accept criticism. A leader who cannot accept criticism becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of their own fears. They cannot pursue anything bigger than themselves, because they'll be consumed so much about themselves and what people think about them and how they need to please their supporters, they need to go at war with their critics, than actually getting the work done for which you are a leader. So criticism is good. It's good to hear criticism with a filter. So they can know, is this person criticizing me because they're uncomfortable with my leader? You know, I said the first thing, every time you get a new promotion, you're taking away from someone who wanted to be there. So is your criticism coming from someone who envies your position? Right? Is that the criticism you're getting? Is this coming from a hater, someone who's not happy because of you being where they want to be? Or you being where they want someone else to be? That's the first type of criticism. Is it that? Is it criticism coming from someone who believes you can do better? Because they know better. Like I said, you're not the smartest person in the room. There's always someone smarter than you. And if that person opens their mouth, you need to listen. Because whatever they're saying is something you can learn from to improve your leadership. So that's another, and they don't all know how to talk. Some people are very rancid, you know, like they just spit out what comes out of their mouth. But in what they're saying, there's something you can pull. The third, is it someone who believes in you and wants you to do better? So they're giving you constructive criticism. Challenges, like literally. I like challenges. I like challenges. Because without challenges, I don't grow. You understand? Great leaders like great challenges. I've never met till today, like if I've interviewed a lot of them, I've met a lot of them. I've learned from a lot of them, from billionaires, from millionaires, from leaders of state, from leaders of community. I've never met a great leader who does not like challenges. I've never met a great leader who backs down to challenges. You bring it, they'll bring it. If they see you want to destroy them, you want to destroy their team, you want to destroy their vision, they'll fight. They will not let themselves be defeated. That is the definition of greatness. Is that you know that life is jihad, as I was saying, like you are in an arena, and there are people who, they wake up in the morning with the intention to defeat you because they want your position. There are those people. From the moment you move from one stage to another, you're taking someone else's breakfast. Don't forget that. Am I wrong? Every time you get a promotion, you're taking someone's food. They're not going to be happy unless they prepared you for that space, and whoever prepares the succession is succeeding to the next level. Great leaders prepare their succession because they know they're going to keep moving forward. So what do? They want to have allies behind them. So they're giving opportunities to other people so that they can grow, and then together they have big block. But a leader who keeps just to themselves, they'll have a group of people who just follow them, and none of them grow. So challenges should be things you should embrace. Criticism comes from three. You have your haters, you have your experts, and then you have your supporters. And I think that the third C was conflict. Yeah, conflict is just the result of you existing. Like from the moment you exist, conflict is just there, But don't create wars that you cannot win. Right? Like I learned this from my mom. She said, don't start a war when you're already going through battles. Right? Like you have fire all over the place, and then you go put fire. No, you're gonna burn yourself down. Right? Know to choose your enemies. Be very careful when you're facing an adversary that is stronger than you, because you will face adversaries that are stronger than you. And when your adversary is stronger than you, don't go and poke them, because they will crush you. When you're winning, be humble, or God will humble you. When you're losing, be patient. Your time will come. When you're weak, retreat. Go and build up your strength. When you're stronger, come back. But when you come back, don't reveal all of your strengths, right? Mm-hmm. Come back looking weak, but strong. So as you're growing, as youth like this, choose your fights and your battles very carefully. Choose the things you want to pursue and focus on it. But you people who have chosen to go into leadership at university, you're looking for it. You're looking for battles, right? Like, yeah, fight. And the one way to win all battles, right, is to choose them. Right? Is to choose them. Is to choose, I want to, for example, like I was giving you the example of pineapple, right? Like, okay, if I come and I say I'm going to take 30% of that, you think the local traders will be happy? They will not be happy, right? They're going to say, who's this guy who's coming into our territory that we have controlled for all these years? So if I come to do that, my vision of what I want to help this country with needs to be bigger, but my allies also need to be stronger. I need to have allies in their camp. I need to think about that, right? And there's going to be conflict, there's going to be challenges. I embrace them because I believe I was sent here on a mission. So believe that God has created you for something great like your purpose, and honestly, there will be no challenge you cannot overcome. Because when it's difficult, you'll be able to reach it. I'll give you one example, just an anecdote. One day, I was out in Niamey, and I came home. I was walking in an alley, and it was dark. So as I was walking, I started coming, and I saw like where that door is, and I'm like here. I saw 3 people standing there, and I could walk this way, and then turn ahead and get to my house. But I was like, but what are these guys doing here so late at night in the dark? Something inside me said, just walk in front of them, maybe you'll scare them away. You know, sometimes there's this foolish person in my head who just thinks I'm here to solve everybody's problem, right? So I start walking. As I'm walking, these guys are walking backwards into the dark. And then I go, as I'm getting closer to where they are, I can see 3 guys standing. I can clearly see 3 guys standing in the dark. I say hello, and then I turn. And if I turn, it's a straight way all the way to my house. As I turn, I start walking. I notice these guys going like this. Behind me. Like, so I'm walking, I'm looking. I see they're getting closer, closer. What do you think I did? I ran! I know how to fight. Believe me, I know how to fight. I've been in situations with racists in Czech Republic where I had to fight. I fought racists there. They looked for me for weeks in the city. They killed me. I know how to fight. But in that situation, was fighting the best option? No. Those guys are holding sticks. I don't know if they have knives. I ran. And I had sandals. You know, in the desert, you wear sandals. I threw the sandals like this. I ran. They were running after me. They ran, we ran. Immediately, I get to where I'm going. I know the university where I was training, they have a campus for boys. And their house is here, my house is here. I'm like, I run, and this is all you're running, your brain is like thinking as it's running, right? I'm like, if I go to my house right now, the time to open the gate, these guys will catch up with me. But if I go to these boys and I bang on the door, by the time they get there, maybe the guard will come out. Man, until now, this finger of mine is paining from that banging. I banged that door. Come out! Come out! Come out! I banged the door, banged the door, banged the door. The whole neighborhood came out. And these guys were now standing in the middle. They ran after me. Now they're standing in the middle of the street. Someone is coming out from there. Someone is coming out from there. And then these boys come out, 20 of them. All of them my students. Big, they come out. I turn around, look at them, why were you running after me? But let's just look at that from the context of the question, right? Fighting them there, was that necessary? Why? I was in their territory. They would have killed me, they would have robbed me, they would have hurt me. The only thing that could have made me fight them there was what? Was my ego. Your ego will pull you into battles that you don't need to go into. Your ego will push you into arguments that you don't need to have. Your ego will make you break friendships that you need and relationships that can help you. But because of your ego, you're willing to fight with them. Check your ego. When now they were in my territory, oh, you should have seen me now. People are now the ones holding me back. I'm like, no. Yeah. These are thugs. Yeah. They're like, no, we're just security. Say, security, where's your badge? Right, where's your badge? I don't know, we're security for the neighborhood. Where's your badge? You don't have a badge. Now the tables are turned, right? And should I say this to leaders? Because you will face challenges in your family, in your relationships, in your friendships, in your workplace. Sometimes just letting it go is the best option. Okay? Check your ego. If the presentation will be available. That's a caveat, right? Because I said my sword is that if this can be integrated into your learning and the learning of other leaders through MDI, 100%. Right? So it's not just a matter of sharing the presentation, it's can we train some of you who can train other people in this type of knowledge, right? So that's something I'd love to discuss with the leadership of the school. If you were to be president, or if I was speaking to the president, let me say it like if I'm speaking to the president, because one of you is, and I often say this, don't dream to be a president. Dream to be a former president, right? Let not your dream be the position of president. Let your dream be, I've been president, and now this is what I'm doing, right? So let's say, as a legacy for a country like the Gambia, I would say, make it a vision that every single Gambian can eat 3 meals a day affordably, right? Make that a vision. Make it a clear vision statement. A clear vision statement laid out. And then now, like, what is the number? How much does every Gambian family need to make to be able to eat 3 meals a day comfortably, right? And what does a Gambian family eat on a daily basis? If it's rice, if it's stew, if it's fish, if it's meat, you do the numbers. So if you say every Gambian needs $1,000 a day, right? I'm just giving numbers here. To be able to eat 3 meals a day, how do you ensure from a production side, right, that you can be able to have enough rice at that price? So like I gave you the example of the pineapple, right? We looked at the market. So if we do those numbers again, I know that it's about 150 hectares of pineapple that feeds the whole of the Gambia per year from the market research I did. So either I produce 150 hectares of pineapple in my country and I say, okay, this is little Gambia, everything I produce here is for the Gambia, or we produce those 150 here in the Gambia. Or we divide those 150 in 3. 50 produced internally, this other 100, we make sure that wherever it's produced from, because all countries have limitations in terms of either geography, land, or infrastructure, that I have an arrangement with that country so that that is the produce for my nation. Because that's what the Europeans did. The Europeans came to our countries and colonized us as production colonies. They said these colonies are going to produce for our people. When we were producing cotton, the cotton was for their industries. When we were producing sugar, the sugar was for their industries. And so it's about having a vision and then breaking down that vision to the detail and saying, how much will it cost to produce this amount of rice that's going to feed this amount of people? If the rice is what they eat on a day-to-day basis, right? And then get those numbers. Then I want to go from the business side, because I don't want the government to be doing this. I want the government to regulate, but I want the private sector to do it. I want the Gambian private sector and the regional private sector and the global private sector to be interested in doing it. Those are tax incentives, right? What are the tax incentives that we can create that would encourage Gambians from abroad who send money every year to buy rice for their families to be investing in rice fields, right? Which bank can we incentivize to create a unit specific for agriculture? Which banks can we pull together that we can say, okay, we're going to subsidize this sector because it's the sector that everybody needs to eat from. I'm just giving examples here. So that you can fund the entrepreneurs in that sector. And we back them up with a market. So we guarantee the market, but then you invest with it. But all this is theory if it's not applied, right? So you as the president yourself need to make that your marching thing, your legacy project. That when you leave office and then you go around and go visit different Gambian homes, that you find that each of them is eating affordably. So I wouldn't say make it a goal to be president, make it a goal that after you've left office, for example, every Gambian can afford to eat 3 meals a day, right? So it's doable. For me, as an individual, my vision has been to fund governments in agriculture for many years. And I thank God, in the next 5 years, we'll get there. When I started in Guinea, I told them, I said, guys, we have a great potential with pineapple, right? We can be able to promote this pineapple to be a global brand. And they were like, yeah, but we don't have a lot of internal production. I said, okay, so why don't we have enough internal production? We don't have enough seedlings. right? But beyond not having enough seats, we don't have enough people with a vision. And so I made it my goal. I said, I'm gonna be one of the people who's gonna make this industry, like we're gonna push it to the next step. I opened up that vision, and I got people from, even from Gambia, to invest in pineapple in Guinea. Got people from Nigeria to invest in pineapple from Guinea. Got people from Canada to invest in pineapple in Guinea. Got people from France, from Morocco to invest in pineapple in Guinea. And people started seeing, because I would show, like, here's the wire transfer. I'm not, like, it's real. Here's the contract. Here's their field, right? Now, I come to the Gambia. The Gambia doesn't produce pineapple. And I'm like, you know what? The Gambia is gonna produce pineapple. I'm not gonna wait for the president, right? I'm gonna do my part. And I guarantee you, by one person doing their part with a vision, other people will pull together, and then one day, you know, it can be, you know, the Gambian pineapple will be on the market in the UK, and we'll say, yeah, we did it in the Gambia, right? So for me, I honestly believe, and I share with you a lot of the mindsets that I have and how I think myself when I'm attacking problems. This is a great country, right? There's no small nation. There's absolutely no small people. But you need big dreamers. Each of you here needs to have a big dream for the Gambia. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Yes, thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you all for, you know, giving me the opportunity to learn from you as well. And I really hope that with the institution, we can be able to share this knowledge with, I think you guys are the ones who train everybody, right? All the leaders in the country.
Particularly the civil sector.
Exactly. So if we can, you know, find a way to make this a program that civil servants can go through, have other lecturers be able to own it, and then they can integrate it into an executive leadership course, I think it can be beneficial for the leadership of the nation. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Interesting opportunity and development. On the part of MDI Student Union, we are very excited to have hosted this very important program, and we are excited that the management supported us all through, and this is something that we are very grateful. So to end this program today, we'll have words of appreciation and wisdom from the Deputy Director General, MDI's Management Development Institute. So we will be able to say goodbye to all of you, but also say appreciation for everything that is being done today. I just want to remind you that there are a lot of commitments we took during the session, during the lectures, and I hope you would not forget them. Ma'am? You're welcome.